Yo, we are live. Tokyo Stash and Spade, DJ L-Spade, and as always, my most favoriteest uncle, Uncle Stash. Uncle Stash, how you doing, man?
Well, I'm looking all suave, looking all sexy.
Quite debonair look you have there, my friend.
Well, thank you. I just got back from the Barba, Tokyo,
The Baba.
where that's what they're actually called, the Barba Kanda Tokyo, where I just got my beard trimmed, and I don't mean in a dirty way either, and I got my hair
Wow.
cut. I got the. It's funny. First time I was ever in Saigon, I got this cat on a motorcycle pulling me over, asking me if I want to get my hair cut. Buddy, no, I'm good. And no, I got a hair salon right over here. Yeah, dude, it's okay. Come on, man. No, it's a really good hair salon. Lots of great barbers. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, like, and then I realized the hair salon he's pointing to is a brothel. That's what they call them in Saigon. They have them all
Oh,
dressed up like hair salons, but they've got all these broads and young ladies in
good
bikini.
catch.
Um, that shows my age. You got all these young women in bikinis hanging out on the barber chairs with a convenient office out the back. I said, it's okay, buddy. Thanks anyway, but appreciate the elucidation and understanding. Yeah,
Wow.
got to go to the hair salon.
I mean that's some good innuendo. Hey, honey, I'm going to get my hair cut. Be back in a minute. Be back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I'll be right back after this.
Don't worry. In
Yeah,
about 30 to 45 minutes, I'll be home, sweetie. Don't worry about it.
yeah. At my age, as you get older, the time away goes. It just decreases. It's not fun like it used to be.
I'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just yeah, let's not go there. But more importantly, how are you doing?
Well, I am okay, Uncle Stash. Then, okay, guys, I know you know what's going on in the world today. It is election day. And rest assured that I and Uncle Stash are not going to talk about that. That's going to handle itself. Whatever happens is going to happen, and we'll deal with it. But I think it's good for you guys to know that I myself am a bleeding heart liberal, and Uncle Stash is a diehard conservative. We're both lean in the
Well,
center, but we lean
more
left and right.
libertarian.
Yeah, still right. But I think it's good for you guys to see that, yo, we friends. We still love each other. No matter what happens, we still gonna be friends. We still gonna love each other. And that's what the world needs to take from this. Okay?
God done.
Yeah. So with that being said, Uncle Stash, what are you watching on TV? Now a lot of y'all guys don't
Well,
know Uncle Stash really is an eclectic watcher of media, movies, and all types of YouTube shows. So this should be interesting. I'm sorry, Uncle Stash. What are you watching
you
recently?
you, you got to pardon me. I'm trying to fix my camera here
Hmm.
because evidently, foolishly, I've managed to throw it out of whack. So if you just give me a sec, I'm going to take care of this.
No problem.
Hmm.
You know what? Let me tell you what I've
How's,
been watching while we wait
yeah,
on that.
please.
So recently, I've been watching a lot of Japanese anime, which is, I guess, apropos because I live in Japan. And one of the most popular animes out right now is Boku no Hero Academia, which literally
Yeah, I like that one.
translates into My Hero Academy. And it's super popular in Japan, along with the other anime that I'm watching, Kimetsu no Yaiba, which
Mm.
literally translates into Demon Slayer. Now, why do I bring these two up? They're the most popular anime in
Why do
Japan
you
right
bring them
now.
up?
Well, let me tell you. I'm glad you asked.
Okay.
I have to do an interview this Friday about these anime. It's
And
literally,
that's why we're meeting in Akihabara.
yeah, well, yeah. We are meeting in Akihabara Friday because I have to do an interview about these two animations that I like. And they didn't let me pre-screen the questions, so I don't know what they're going to ask. The interview is going to be in Japanese, and I don't know how hard or how. Okay, I can. Okay, dirty secret, guys. People like to say I'm fluent in Japanese, but I'm not. I am not. I am decent in Japanese. So this will be a challenge for me to talk about and express my true feelings about this animation in Japanese. Now, Boku no Hero Academia I really love because it's the classic tale of a nerd. All right, let me set the setting for you, right? In case you don't know. This animation basically set in a world where everybody has superpowers. Like literally everybody is born with a superpower, except
In a world where everybody has a superpower.
except a small minority of people. Like maybe 2% of people in the world don't have what's called a quirk, which is a superpower. Our
That would
hero,
bite.
I know, right? But that's the thing with our hero. Our hero actually doesn't have a superpower. He's one of that 2%. So he's bullied and teased growing up, but he has superhero spirit. Now, the main hero is called All Might. So in Japanese pronunciation it's called All Mighto, right?
You mean to tell me? You swear to God, the guy's name is actually Arumaito.
Yeah,
Really?
That's his name.
Arumaito.
He is the biggest superhero in the world. His name is All Mighto. Like, yeah,
that is so Japanese. You know what I mean?
It's super Japanese.
Oh man,
like,
it really is.
Like when I heard the name, I was like, really? This is what we're doing?
It really? Come on, guys, serious?
You know, to make it even worse though, his superpowers all have like American state name. He'd be like Oklahoma Smasher, Texas, Texas Power Driver. Like seriously, New York Fist. Like it's all this type of stuff, right? So it's so
Ontario ennui.
Like seriously, like you know what? That may be the next super move. You may have just hit on something right there, right? Yeah. So anyway, the main superhero, All Might, who's the most powerful superhero in the world, right? He's literally a weakling, and he's not a weakling, but he's literally trying to give his power over to somebody because he inherited his power because he didn't have a quirk. So that's when he finds the boy with the superhero spirit who doesn't have a quirk, and he basically transfers his power to him. And now it's just a mentoring thing about the young boy who was bullied and now having all the power in the world, trying to learn how to use it and take responsibility and be the #1 superhero. So it's a classic story.
We get back to that senpai kohai, you know?
Yeah, you know, that's a classic story in all anime and martial arts movie. It's always the guy getting bullied and maybe the helpful janitor comes and be like, hey, I can teach you how to how to fight. Thank you, janitor. You know? That's literally like the theme of almost every animation and every B-rate kung fu movie. So that's a good one. And Kimetsu no Yaiba, it's a story of okay, let me set the move for you, right?
Do it.
So in this world, there are, and I guess it's like feudal Japan, but all the cities are still there, like Tokyo, Nagano, Omotesando, they're there. So, but it's set in, I guess, man, I really don't know, but I guess it's feudal Japan, like back in the day, where Onis are actually alive. You know Onis, right? Demons, Japanese demons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's in that type of world where demons are actually like killing people, and this demon came and killed this young boy's whole family, but for some reason saved the sister, and his sister is turning into.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
I mean, know, really? Right? It's like when
so Japanese. When the demon comes, they kill your family, and they expect you to be stoic about it. Hey, I hate that.
You know, that's true though. And it's like so is the plot of almost everything again. It's like
Deus Ex Machina. I don't know. Just
it's
right.
One of those. Okay, but yeah, it's a good movie. The young boy learns how to kill Onis, and his sister is actually half Oni, half human, and she helps him.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a good story, and you know, good artillery side characters. But that is what I'm watching, and what I have to give an interview about Friday in Japanese. And let me tell you, I'm not ready, but I'll cheese it out somehow, because you know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
No, the thing is, nobody gives a shit about what I watch, and nobody wants to interview me about it, except for our ridiculous tiny YouTube channel.
I'm interviewing you right now. You know what? You're wrong. I want to interview about what you're watching. So let's start. You got your camera fixed?
Look, it's beautiful.
All right. So let me interview you.
Work of art.
Uncle Stash, Cairo, what is it that you're watching recently, sir?
Funny, I just got off the phone to my friend Deanna. She was asking me if I would share a link with her on our private storage facility, which I just did. So back in 2006, a guy named Chris Haddock, who did some of my favorite Canadian shows, Da Vinci's Inquest, Da Vinci City Hall. He did one recently called The Romeo Section. This is a show ran for 2 seasons on CBC, 2006-8, called Intelligence. And it's set in Vancouver. CSIS is like the Canadian CIA. And it's a woman, a black woman, Canadian, of sharp intelligence and
Yeah,
great
diversity.
chutzpah.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, yeah, chutzpah, who is
Chutzpah.
heading up the. I don't know if it's the Vancouver or if it's the RCMP. It's not made clear. I'm assuming it's RCMP, not Vancouver City Homicide, but the major crime squad. She's the head, and they're recruiting her into CSIS. And the white male guys, they don't want her.
Of course
No,
they
no,
don't.
no. They don't want a female. They don't want a black woman. They just they want a cock blocker, and not in a good way. So she is overcoming this, and it's about her moving into CSIS, and a guy by Ian Tracy, well-known Canadian actor, is playing drug baron, well, a weed baron, which is ironic in that it's now legal in Canada, so his whole job is gone. But he's trying to, it's true, he's trying to ship lots of weed down east, down to the Maritimes and Montreal, Toronto, but he's also shipping a lot of it down to the States, because the border from Vancouver, you can drive there 45 minutes, and it's not like Mexico. It's basically a piece of grass. You look left, you look right, and boom, you're in Washington State for
Border
British Columbia.
state, right? So she's sipping this
Yeah.
weed to the. Cause I mean, I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
you definitely get it cheaper in Mexico. But I'm sorry, continue.
Yeah, but you don't have the Mexican bullshit. Like I say, you ever want to see a difference in countries? Take a look at the Mexican border or any stretch of the Canadian border.
Okay.
Where is everybody? Yeah.
Super
yeah.
elitist,
So
but, whatever. Go ahead.
Dude, that's the reality. So they're shipping a lot of weed down to the States. The American, the DEA, the CIA, they want in on spying on CSIS. They've got this American dealer operating out of Vancouver. They're trying to co-opt him to help narc out the Canadians in favor of U.S. interests. Anyway, it was actually a big hit on CBC. Also in Seattle, was a big on some of the Seattle stations, but it only lasted 2 seasons, which is a shame. So I just got the 2K rip of that, and I'm watching that. I'm in episode 4 today.
How many shows?
And there were 13 per season, so 26 episodes. Yeah, it only lasted two seasons. But I just saw episode 1 of this Quebecois series that just got picked up by Netflix, called something or another. I can't remember what the hell it was called. Here, hold on for a second. Let me see if I can figure out what it was called. Can You Hear Me? Yeah, that's the English name. So
Can You Hear Me? I think I've heard that.
Well, it's done quite well on Radio Canada, which is the French version of CBC.
Radio Canada.
And Radio Canada. So it's doing well there, but it's the opposite of, say, that recent Netflix series Emily du Paris, Emily in Paris, where this glossy candy-coated confection. It's 3 women all on welfare, all useless. One of them's in a psychiatric facility. I think one's gay. I'm not sure. It hasn't been made apparent yet. But they're the lowest of the low, living in a poor section of Montreal. And they've obviously used whoever did the translation is obviously a European French speaker, because I do speak some French, and I learned Joël, Quebecois French. So they translate properly. There's never a problem with the grammar, and the translations of quality, but the swearing, they miss those words. And at one point they say this woman has ejaculate in her hair. I'm going to go no further. And they refer, she says it's miracle sauce. No, it's Miracle Whip. That's a Canadian kind of mayonnaise thing. So you can tell.
In America too.
Yeah. Then it was done by European French speakers, not people from North America who understand that. Anyway, I've only watched 1 episode, and it's a little bit gritty, so I'm going to stick through it for a couple. There's a Swedish show I'm watching, Cryptid, which is about this mysterious lake with a mysterious monster in a
Loch Ness
Swedish
monster,
town.
basically?
Same kind of idea. Yeah, it's the same kind of idea. I'm halfway through it. Very explicit and sexual. You gotta love that with the Swedes. Filled with ennui and Weltschmerz and winery.
Dirty Swedes.
Great existential questions, but it's a juvenile. It's the difference with say American. I'll give you an example. You were a fan of Degrassi, right?
I actually wasn't.
You weren't? Oh my God.
You know what?
Well,
Okay. Degrassi was watered down. It was so Canadian. Sorry.
Sure. But one of the things you do is on Canadian shows, if you have teenagers, they're played by teenagers. Whereas an American show, you can be 40 years old and still be supposedly in grade 12, right?
I know. Hey, man, I really got to pass this exam. Ain't you get this?
Yeah. I thought you were getting retired. But the other thing is, on regular TV in Canada, you can swear and show some nudity. They wouldn't do that on Degrassi.
Wait. You can?
I think I told you. Well, I can remember 1973. There was an Ontario TV network, Global TV, went on the air in 70. I think it was 73. And I'm there with my mom and dad and my brother, and we're watching a TV show. And the next thing I know, Buddy's walking around with his Johnson hanging out. And so first full frontal nudity, other than the Baby Blue movie, which I'd seen the
What
year
you
before.
saw, full schlong?
Oh yeah, full schlong. But there used to be a TV, well, there still is. In 72, Channel 79, now Channel 57, or now whatever they are, now that they're digital, City TV went on the air, and they were a UHF station when, I think they were the first UHF station in the Toronto area, other than, say, Channel 29 Buffalo. And nobody was watching them. So this is Moses Znaimer. He's the guy who founded Much Music. And to get some build, some audience, they started showing porn movies, uncut porn movies on Friday nights at midnight, called it the Baby Blue movie. And it was fabulous.
What, the Baby Blue movie?
The Baby Blue movie, yeah. And it was really popular. In fact, it was so popular, I remember seeing an ad, or rather a newspaper reportage in the Toronto Star saying that there were outlets in Buffalo were selling directional UHF antennas. You could pick up Channel 79 down there, but these were antennas that were specially designed directional to point to Toronto, so folks in Buffalo and Niagara Falls and such could get a better reception of the Baby Blue movie at midnight. Fridays at midnight on the Baby Blue movie. And Dan Aykroyd, he was the house VO. He was the house announcer. So he would do the voiceovers for the Baby Blues.
You know what though? This really takes me back to my childhood, like trying to sneak and stay up to watch Skinamax. So
okay,
yeah, this is wow. So you used to watch porns at 12 a.m.
No, I did not do that. No way am I implying that I would sneak upstairs quietly past my parents' bedroom and turn on our Electrohome color TV and watch in the dark while people copulated. I would not suggest that.
Never happened. I understand. I mean, neither would I. Yeah. Awesome. But full frontal nudity on, man, our Canadian brothers got a different get down. Like y'all sensibilities are different, and I love it. You know, it never would fly in America because they're so prudish, especially in the South. Like the Holy Rose. I'm sorry, I don't want to be divisive, but the Holy Rose would have had a fit on that one. Like they'll think Satan came down and created this porn. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You know, I don't know what to tell you. I always dug the whole music of the American Black Church and that sense of energy. I mean, my family were all a family of atheists. We didn't go to church unless it was somebody's birthday or christening, or, you know, we were obligated as a
That's kind of weird. Like you was a family of atheists back before it was popping. Like that had to be hard for your family, dude.
Yeah.
Wasn't? Is that like a Canadian thing? Like nobody cared?
I mean, my grandfather and mother were raped and stoned to death and burned in effigy earlier on. But other than the bum sex, there was really no big deal about that. No, that was just. Actually, let me tell you how cool my late grandmother was. Okay, marijuana is now legal in Canada, and it was legal up until 1923 or 4. And I can remember talking to my grandmother, and she'd be in her 80s at this point. And I'd heard the story, but I was over at her place one day, and somehow the subject of weed came up, and she goes, "Well, I've smoked weed." Oh, really?
Whoa.
Yes. There was an American Negro jazz musician who used
terminology of the day, guys. Terminology of the day.
An American Negro jazz musician who lived next door to us for that summer in 1920. Oh, very nice man. Oh, lovely. And he used to have that reefer with him, and I'd smoke it in the pit. She did.
That's hilarious.
So my late grandmother died at 90-something. Used to smoke weed with this black dude a musician from the States back in the 1920s.
I'm not gonna lie. I bet she got all the street cred in the world for that too. What's grandma's name?
Mary.
Hey, that's my grandma's name.
Serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Mary Cairo?
No, not Mary Cairo. I mean, but the first name is the same. Mary. Wow.
Yeah. My grandmother was a complete atheist. I bet yours was not.
No, by no stretch of the imagination. I mean, she's still with us. God, thank you. But yeah, she is not an atheist. Honestly, I'm not an atheist. I'm like an atheist in denial. I'm a deist. I'm not agnostic.
Fair.
But I don't get down with religion in any sense of the way. But I can imagine. Well, I guess our Canadian brothers get down is a little different because I grew up in the South, which is the Bible Belt. Like when people talk about a noun, verb, and Jesus, that's where I'm from. So.
Yeah. Like I say, I always liked the music. I liked whenever I would see it, like an Uptown Saturday Night.
Oh
I love
yeah,
the
it's a good
energy
movie.
of the black church.
Hmm.
Like, have you ever been to a white church? Have you ever been to like a mainstream Protestant white
Oh,
church?
here's the. I used to actually work for one in Memphis, and the
Holy shit!
things I seen there. Let me tell you, that was like,
What?
whew.
Gee,
That
yeah.
I seen some. I mean, okay, I work for a mega church in Memphis. I'm not going to call the name Central Church, um, and the stuff I saw behind the scenes in the church I would not name Central Church
Yeah.
was totally mind screwing. Like the people that you thought would be the most holiest were doing
Oh yeah.
things in that church that would make your stomach turn.
The you the biggest, or they're dying out. All these mainstream Protestant churches in Canada are dying out. The biggest was or is the United Church of Canada.
Mm.
And I don't give a shit what your politics are. I'm a racially, sexually inclusive dude. In terms of my economics, I'm this way. But I don't
Mm.
want to hear about you don't like gay people. I don't want to hear you don't like black people.
Mm.
Please go away about this or that. I don't want to
Right.
hear that you don't like Jews or
Mm. Oh
Arabs.
yeah.
I don't want to
Oh.
hear about this. I don't want to hear about it. Just please leave.
Mm.
I'm a liberal guy. So whenever you've got these people who are, oh no, Jesus says this. Stop,
Yeah.
stop.
You missed me with that too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Anyway, the United Church of Canada, formed in the 20s, they amalgamated a series of Protestant churches, was the biggest church. It started to lose members in the early 60s.
Mm.
Well, about 6 or 7 years ago, there was a woman, a pastor, an ordained minister in an East End United Church of Canada who came out as an atheist, which is fine by me. I'm an atheist, but I remember the church couldn't get rid of her. Should we get rid of her? I said, wait a minute. You have a woman, a minister ordained, who is not just denying the whole Trinity, the Nicene Creed, the whole basis of modern Christianity and such, but has actively come out and said she doesn't believe in God, right? And she's still a minister. Well, you're an atheist, yeah, but I don't go to church to prove it. How can you? Yeah.
What was the service like? Hey guys, I'm here to tell you all this is bullshit.
Basically, so it was this big controversial thing. They tried to defrock her, but the church board itself finally said, no, we have to be inclusive. We have to let the atheist be an ordained minister of Christ. And I remember going, you guys are doomed. You're doomed. I'm fine with the atheist, a communist, lesbian, left-handed person. I don't care. But if I'm going to church, what's the point?
I think context matters, right? So if I'm going to church,
Might as well just stay home.
yeah, yeah. Well, I think I lost you, Uncle Stash.
Yeah.
You're breaking up.
What's
your
the
audio is
point?
breaking up.
Am I?
Well,
Oh
yeah.
no. Oh no.
It's okay.
What's
Let
wrong?
me. I don't know. Maybe it's your bandwidth or something like that, or maybe you was yelling. I don't know. But I got you. You're back now. I think you're back. You're back. Yeah, we're good.
My image is frozen.
Is it? It is
Yeah.
frozen. We hear you though, so it's okay. Please continue.
I don't know where I was. Yeah.
You was talking about
Yeah,
how
anyway.
the church actually was allowing atheists to be preachers.
Yeah, right. So they couldn't get rid of her. And again, I'm an atheist. I'm fine with your belief, lady. But how could you possibly say that you're a Christian minister of God when you don't believe in God? And as a congregant, I'm fine with you going to an atheist minister. Please be my guest. But why would you bother? Why not just go to some assembly hall and hang out?
Yeah, that's context, man. I wouldn't expect, like, my question is why, as an atheist, would you want to join the church? That makes no sense to me in context. Like, what is your reasoning of that? Okay, it's like, if I'm a Satanist, why would I go to church? It's like, why don't you just go to Satan church? And if I am a Satanist, since you got to be all inclusive, would you make a Satanist a part of that church? That makes no sense to me, honestly.
There's that Satanist church in Amsterdam by the Oude Kerk near the red light district. I can't remember what it's called, but Anton, whatever, the dude who found it. There's actually a Satanist church in Amsterdam.
Wow.
It's fun. It's painted in, believe it or not, Gothic black.
You know what? I didn't see that coming. Wow. I never would have pictured that one. I thought it was going to be bright pink. I mean, seriously, you got to try to like lure people in. Hey, guys, the lighter side of Satanism. Oh.
The lighter side.
Huh.
Yeah, you be that guy, just as long as you're not fucking with people. I'm fine with it,
Hey, guys, we're on our, we talked to our PR manager. We're trying to redo some things.
Hey,
Yeah.
What else am I watching? I got there's the Swedish show. Oh, there's this new British show, English, called Truth Seekers, which is a parody about a tiny YouTube channel. We have more subscribers than this cat, and we're super small. And he goes out and investigates paranormal phenomena, which are of course ridiculous, until he accidentally bumps into real paranormal phenomena. Yes, we are the Truth Seekers. Oh, and another Canadian show, Trickster.
You're leaning into the Canadian, huh?
Yeah, well, dude, I'm eclectic. I'll watch anything. Emily in Paris was a American-French show, so well, a frothy confection, light as marshmallows. Anyway, Trickster is set in the interior of British Columbia, in mostly Native Canadians, who the mother of the protagonist is a witch, and his father, who's buggered off years ago, is a trickster. And it turns out that he is the son of a witch.
Oh, of course he is.
Trickster.
You know, that's a common theme in a lot of shows. But this is my American sensibilities, and I apologize, but I tend to shy away from non-American shows.
You should.
There is a show on Netflix right now that looks dope, but it's done, I think, in French. So I'm just like, I don't want to watch it. It's called 6%.
What's the show?
6%.
Never saw it.
Well, okay, so here's the setup, right? It's a world, once again, kind of superheroes. Everybody has superheroes, or they can be superheroes, but in order to become a superhero, you got to pass a test. And once you pass the test, you get to go to the good side of this dystopian world. Like, okay, so it's a bad side and a good side, and you pass the test, you get to be a hero and go to the good side. It's weird. I want to check it out, but once I found out it wasn't done in English, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. They got English dub over it, but I'm like, nah.
No, dubbing's useless. Get the subtitles. I'll check it out for you. 6%.
Yeah. Okay. I know you would check it out and tell me what you think. Because Uncle Stash calls me daily to tell me what I need to watch. And I have a watch list daily, as long as my arm, about things that he tells me to watch.
There's this American Italian show concluded on Sunday called We Are Who We Are. Fabulous. It's a group of American kids living on a American military base in northern Italy. And a lot of gender fluidity, a lot of drama. Really very, very good. Yeah, excellent. Eight episodes.
You know what? 8 episodes now seem to be the norm, and I'm kind of cool with that. Even, I'm not going to lie, anything over 50 episodes, like a season, I think it starts to die down to 50.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah.
And, of course, I know how much you loved Lovecraft Country.
You know, I'm going to get around to watching it. Now, one thing I will say, though, you're right about the popularity. You was on it before anybody I knew. And, like, all my friends are just emailing me religiously, like, hey, man, have you seen it? Have you seen it? But, okay, guys, I'll give you a little secret. I'm actually writing my own TV series right now. I know, like, you and everybody else. But that's what's been keeping me from really jumping into there. I've been writing myself. But I should actually watch more Apollo TV to get probably more ideas. I just don't want to run that risk of copying, which I guess everybody copies somebody.
Everybody. We don't call it copying. We say it's an homage.
Homage. Yeah.
It is an homage.
Yeah, it's French copying. Yeah. French copying. Yeah.
Yeah. Copier au français. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, well, this is pretty good, man. I think that was great. I hope we gave people a good distraction from the craziness in the world right now.
What craziness?
Exactly. So that being said, man, Uncle Stash, as always, thank you. And I guess we're going to be out.
A pleasure. We see you soon. I'll see you Friday. Ciao.
See you Friday, man. We out.